Let's see, Woman Inc. Here is the story of Woman Inc. When I started my first company, Kindly Coveted, I had no idea what I was doing. I was very much winging it. I felt like an imposter. I felt like such a failure. I just was like, what do I have to do today to make this work? Every email I sent, I'm like, this has to land. This email to this buyer, I have to get my brand into this store. And this is the email that has to be the thing that gets me there. I knew what I was doing in the sense of I would always figure it out, right? But I had no idea traditionally how to start or run a business. And I make that distinction because I don't want you to wait until you feel ready to start something. You'll never feel ready. I promise you that. But you do learn a lot as you make all of the mistakes and grow and grow and grow. And that was my experience for the first year or so, was just really figuring out, how do I survive as a human being while trying to build a business? I had been around a lot of entrepreneurs, but as far as in my industry, I didn't really have a lot of people to look to and say, I know exactly what I'm going to do because I've seen it be done before. So it took a toll on me. It definitely took a toll on me. Around the 4-year mark, I decided to walk away. I didn't want to be in fashion anymore. I just wanted to do something new. So that's when I became a coach and I certified as a coach, and I started really going down this path of helping women become who they wanted to be. Woman Inc. was written down on about 100 notebooks for maybe a year and a half. Start a podcast. I will start a podcast. Women Inc. will be the #1 podcast in the world. And I had been planning this podcast so long before I actually created this podcast. And I think that's important. It's important because the time that is spent dreaming is not wasted time. And so if you have that thing where you're like, I keep saying I'm going to do this, or I've written 1,000,000 times, do this, I'm going to do this, don't be hard on yourself, because you're just shortening the gap between where you are and where you're going to be. I wanted a podcast that spoke to women entrepreneurs, businesswomen, or women who are just creating the life of their dreams. I did not want it to be this like overproduced, very serious podcast. I always wanted it to feel like we were just sitting in a living room having a conversation between two friends that a lot of people were listening in on. And the reason why I've always wanted that is because I felt very lonely as an entrepreneur. I think Women Inc. all these years later is just not wanting other women to feel like that, and, giving you the resources and the stories of other women who have done it before, so that you can look and be like, oh my gosh, okay, I am not alone, or they feel like that too. And even just if you get one little piece of information in this 30-minute episode, right? I just want that to be the information that someone needed to hear. So if you notice, I'm never reading notes. I'm truly asking the questions that I want to know, or that I believe you guys want to know. And that back then, when I was creating that business, I needed to hear. So this is a little long-winded, but that was kind of the reason why I had to put Woman Inc. out into the world.